Did you know that 92% of people never achieve their goals simply because they give up too soon? Whereas the remaining 8% are able to crush their goals only because they have a strategy in place. In this video, I'm going to talk about the best goal setting technique that successful people use in order to achieve their goals. And in the next 5 minutes, you will see how powerful this method can be for your personal life, business, finances, and even your fitness goals. Before we dive in, make sure to drop a like and subscribe so that you stay updated about the transformative content that I'll be sharing here on this channel. If other people can transform themselves, so can you. All you need is a little push. So the first step is called the someday goal. Ask yourself, what is the goal that you want to achieve someday? Now, I know there might be millions of answers to this question because we have a lot of goals, a lot of dreams, but I don't want you to treat this question as if you are a kid in school and your school teacher is asking you, what do you want to be when you grow up? Instead, the answer should be your true purpose, your main focus, your long-term vision. We're going to use this technique from A to Z in front of you in real time so that you can understand how the concept basically works. So let's say here are my goals for the next 10 to 15 years. I want to visit 8 to 10 countries that I have on a bucket list, buy a house for my parents, become financially free, own a shelter for stray animals, and lastly, help, motivate, and transform as many people as I possibly can through my YouTube channel. Now that we have stated these goals, the next step is the 5-year plan. Based on my someday goals that I mentioned in the first stage, what are the things that I can do for the next 5 years? I need to take into consideration that traveling to many countries, becoming financially free, and buying a house for my parents is tied up to my financial situation. It means I need to level up my financial game. So I need to start finding ways to improve that. In my case, it's gonna be trading in the financial markets. But you have to take note that these things take a lot of time and dedication. It won't be happening in a couple of weeks or even months or a year, because we're still talking about a 5-year plan. It's a long-term thing. So I'll be looking for potential good investments in upcoming and thriving companies with trending narratives. That is artificial intelligence, longevity, human enhancement, synthetic biology, mental health tech, or even vertical farming. One of the other goals was starting a shelter for stray animals. So I need to understand more about the logistics of running a shelter. That is cost, rules, regulations, charities, donations. Regarding YouTube, I need to understand more about how to reach to as many people as I can in order to help them overcome adversity and transform their lives by using my understanding and experience about why the human mind resists change. Now that I have a strategy in place for the next 5 years, I know what to work on, and most importantly, and I repeat, most importantly, I know what to eliminate from my life that doesn't serve any purpose to help me reach those goals. Now, what can I do this year to get closer to my 5-year goals? So the next step is the 1-year plan. Here in this part, I'll start to put a daily routine in place. First and foremost, you have to understand that health comes above everything. No amount of money or goals will matter if your health is not in optimal condition. And if you're not healthy, you can't take care of yourself, let alone helping anyone around you. So first, I need to create a workout plan and pay close attention to what's entering to my body in forms of nutrition. And by nutrition, I don't mean only about food. I'm also talking about the micronutrients like the calcium, vitamin D, zinc, iron, whatever it might be. Let's not forget to mention that the blood test costs nothing, so you better not be ignoring that. Next point, as I mentioned, trading in the financial markets will take a lot of time and dedication. So I need to start analyzing what are the things that I need to learn. What are the books that I need to read? Maybe some technicals, or maybe even speaking to a mentor to get some valuable knowledge from. And I don't need to mention to you that this sector is full of scammers that thrive on ambitious people like you and me who are eager to learn. So you better pay attention to that too. Next comes the goal of growing my YouTube channel. I need to keep on improving my content by analyzing what works and what doesn't. I need to keep on refining my message to make my videos much easier to understand. Also, let's not forget about your income. You need to prioritize your job because financial stability is key. If you don't push yourself at work, it might backfire at you in 2 ways. First, you have the risk of losing your job due to lack of performance. And second, if you stay in your position for years, your salary won't change. And if your salary won't change, inflation by the time will erode its value. And you will not be able to afford the things that you need in order to stay on top of your goals. The next step is your monthly and weekly goals. So here, things start to get real. And this is where exactly your emotions and mental game kicks in. In the beginning, we were talking about 10 to 15 years. So our minds were like, it's still just after a decade, I still have time. But now things are getting serious as we are approaching smaller time frames. You need to understand that this is where you make a difference. And this is exactly where most people fail. But you won't fail because you have goals to achieve. And if you don't dedicate yourself, no one else will do it for you. So in this step, your schedule will be the game changer. First of all, a workout plan in place, as we already agreed. 5 days a week, 4 days a week, whatever suits your daily routine. Taking into consideration your 9-to-5 job, of course. How many books are you planning to read? And by the way, there's no right answer to these questions. But the more you do, the quicker you approach to your goals. So let's suppose 2 books per month. That means 1 book per 2 weeks. So how many hours per day? You need to implement that in your schedule. If you have a mentor or a technical analyst that will teach you about the financial markets, how many hours are you planning to spend with him or her during a week? You add that one on the schedule too. And for sure not to forget to mention that you need to add little rewards for yourself to avoid burnout. But these rewards should align with your goals. So if you are planning to invest 40% of your salary in one of the stock companies that we mentioned above, you cannot go on a shopping spree and burn 50% of your salary. You need to be careful because here's exactly where our minds start playing tricks on us. We start thinking that we deserve bigger rewards because we are doing the hard work that nobody else is doing. So be aware and don't lose sight of the main purpose. And the final step of this technique is called "What can I do now?" At this stage, postponing things should be your biggest enemy. So I ask myself, based on all the plans and goals I've mentioned above, what are the things that I can do right now? This has to be the main question in your head all the time. Because we always lose sight of the present moment, thinking that we have time. But in reality, we don't. And your dreams don't wait. So the quicker you understand this, the less you spend time doing things that don't serve any purpose to your goals. I say this at the end of every video and I'll say it again because it's true. The choice is always yours to make. You either take action or you don't. And if you don't do it, no one will do it for you. Plenty of people have achieved their goals with fewer opportunities than you have right now. And if they did it, so can you. The difference between those who succeed to achieve their goals and those who stay stuck is their perspective towards their goals. Your goals should not be something you hope to achieve. They should feel like a part of you, something worth fighting for. And yes, your goals might evolve or even change over time, but that doesn't mean you should give up. Because if you do, you will end up stuck, frustrated, or even resentful. And that will not help you or your family or anyone around you. So as soon as this video ends, take a moment, write down a plan and start today. Even the smallest step forward is better than standing still. And before you go, drop a comment below, let me know how are you going to implement this technique. Or if you have any other strategy in place. Are you seeing any progress? Or you're stuck and struggling to stay motivated? If that's the case, I'll be dropping this video here for you. Check it out, it will help you break through and finally get things done. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.